Hello everyone and welcome to Terraria Expert Mode, pretty much your run-of-the-mill Terraria experience. Now I've only played Terraria a handful of times and only ever on normal mode, so I'm going to try beat it with absolutely no experience, and spoiler alert, I die a lot. So if you could, because this video took a while and destroyed my storage, drop a like and comment. It doesn't have to be a nice comment, and if you want you could dislike it, it's not like I'm going to be able to see it. But most importantly, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Expert mode. Let's do this. Now the first thing I wanted to do was explore, and I did find this ice cave, but I left almost as quickly as I found it. Oh nice, a chest, I wonder what's in this. A fucking step. I mean, I guess the defense is fine. So I decided to explore a bit more and oh, that's nice, a corruption. I can't wait to get... There's gonna be a lot of deaths in this video. Okay, clearly right wasn't the way, so let's go left. I decided to stay at spawn a while and work on the base, but it was starting to turn nighttime, which meant mobs, which meant, yep, you guessed it, even more death. I slapped together a quick little base, which ended up being my main base for way too long. I grabbed myself the essentials and made some armor, which ended up being my armor for probably too long. I was trying to be smart and kill some zombies to see if I could get some loot, but I just ended up dying again. We haven't even made it through the first fucking night, and I have died so many times. It was turning morning, which meant I wanted to explore some more, so I explored the desert and I found a cave. There was a chest, and wouldn't you believe it, I found another fucking step. And to top it all off, I took a fucking dart to the cranium. So I went to explore again and I died to a bat. So I went to explore again, didn't die, found a cave, and dolphin dived right into the floor. I am so sick of dying, but that one was kind of my fault, I can't really be mad. I kept exploring because I wanted to find chests, which I did, and I got amazing. I actually hate this game, so I went back home to work on getting some NPCs. I only built about half the base, but I'm sure I'll fix that later. Now, the NPCs are going to be crucial in taking down the first boss, the Eye of Cthulhu. We need the mini shark from the arms dealer. Now, it only took a couple of deaths, but we had our first NPC, which made me realise the base was too tall at the bottom. So I decided to explore to the right, and the second NPC moved in. I found a cave, and for the first time ever, I got some actual loot. It's a shame I don't put it towards some fucking armour. So I wanted some flurry boots to try and fight the Eye of Cthulhu, so I went mining, thought I found them, and teleported home. Realised way too late that they were just ice skates. But I was home, so I decided to fix the base while I was here. Then I headed to the Crimson and died getting some gear. But I was ready to try and fight the Eye of Cthulhu. So we farmed some lenses, died, farmed some wood, got enough lenses, and started work on our arena. I was so ready to fight this boss, but then we got a blood moon. What the fuck? I just stayed at the top of my thing and cheesed it the entire time. I am finally ready. So I summon him. The Eye of Cthulhu in Expert Mode. He has more health, he spawns more of those little children thingies, and he has an extra phase that we'll talk about in a minute. We have no defense and he hits like a truck, but we manage to dodge most of his attacks. We do enough damage and he gets to his second phase. This is where we start shitting ourselves. We run away from the crack-fueled eye who's charging at us with murderous intent, and with nothing but a musket, we fight this demon from the deepest pits of hell. Get him below 500 health where he enters his third phase, but I finally managed to kill him. First try, first ever expert mode boss. And for fun, we decide to kill another one. We open the loot bags and we get the shield of Cthulhu. This shield is actually going to take us to Moonlord. So we start selling some stuff to try and get the mini shark, and this right here was one of the worst mistakes I have made this playthrough. Keep watching to find out why. So with the eye dead, it's time to fight Big Brain Boy. I do not have the armor to defeat this boss, but I have a plan. So, Brainy Boy spawns these little creatures that drop the material to make a better pickaxe. We can use this better pickaxe to mine Hellstone in Hell, which we can use to make Molten Armor, which is the best armor you can get before the Wall of Flesh, I think. So we spawn Brainy Boy and we get our shit absolutely rocked. So I go mining to get some life crystals, I die, I buy the mini shark, which has gone up in price, which I did not know was possible. I found Skeletron, I die. I go exploring, I find so many fucking life crystals, and I decide to test my mini shark on the Eye of Cthulhu. So, round 2 with the Brain Boy. This round goes better in the sense that I'm not curb stomped immediately, but I still only last like 5 seconds. I was peacefully mining vertebrae when a goblin army decided to attack. Now, obviously I dealt with this, and by deal with this, I died 1,000 times. I made probably the worst lava trap in history, but I managed to defeat the army. Alright, time for another round. I died. But it was enough tissue samples to make the pickaxe. So I made a hellavator, went to hell, explored hell, and mined hellstone. This was hell. I decided that I had enough hellstone, so I went home and made some armor. Finally. Time to kill some bosses with this new gear. Alright, Brainy Boy, round 20. Let's go. This fight was pretty easy. All I did was keep dodging the cells while trying to kill as many as possible. Once this phase of the fight was over, he started duplicating himself, which slowly got more and more realistic. This phase was pretty easy though, all you had to do was stare at the minimap. In fact, this whole fight was really easy with proper armor. I should have upgraded from wood a long time ago. But I finally killed Expert Mode Brain of Cthulhu. Time to fight Skeletron. Now, I made a pretty basic arena as I thought this would be quite easy with the mini shark, but I just take way too much damage at the start of the fight and start with half health, so I die pretty quickly. So we upgrade the arena and we decide to try again. Now we do a lot better this time. We end up destroying one of his hands and we get a glimpse of what he does in expert mode. This new projectile attack goes on absolute crack when we destroy both of his hands, and I just did not know how to dodge it and I ended up dying. Slightly pissed off, but that's okay. I have a plan. We mine some meteorite and we make a star cannon. Now obviously we need ammo for this, so we spent an unholy amount of time farming stars. We didn't have too many stars, but I just wanted to see how this gun would test against him. So we destroyed both hands, and oh my damage. This thing melts him. Plus with the fact that I'm getting better at dodging, we get so close to defeating him, but I just get caught off guard and the fight ends. So, you remember earlier when I said I made a mistake? Well, that's because I solved this. Now this item is used to craft lightning boots. Boots I really need. Now the only chests this item spawns in are surface chests, which I had looted all of. And then I sold this item. Now I didn't know it was just surface chests at the time, so I went around the whole map looting so many chests, and obviously I didn't find. I did find the only wings you can get before hard mode though, which was cool. Anyway, to get rid of my frustration, I decided to fight Skeletron again. So I start the fight with 100 stars. I do as much damage as I can to both of his hands. I destroy the first hand and he starts throwing projectiles at me. But I've learned to dodge these pretty well, plus with the wings I got it was so much easier. I destroy his second hand and I unload so many stars into this motherfucker. He shoots projectiles at me, I shoot stars at him, and the process just repeats until I finally kill Skeletron on expert mode. So obviously we enter the dungeon trying to look for some loot. We need to prepare for the next boss, Queen Bee, and I'd really like a cobalt shield, but while searching we were interrupted by a goblin army. So we deal with that and we head back to the dungeon where we find a shadow key, a golden key, and a handgun. No cobalt shield. Using the shadow key I found, I searched a lot of chests, but I didn't really find anything. Okay, you guys are gonna hate me. So earlier, when I sold the aglet, that was a horrible mistake. Now you can actually find another aglet while fishing, but I didn't know this when I was recording the video. So to fix my mistake, I created a brand new world and I grabbed a new aglet. Now I know this is borderline cheating, but I could have gotten a new one in my normal world if I had fished for God knows how many hours. But I hope you can forgive me. And as a way to say sorry, comment a Terraria challenge and whichever one has the most likes I'll do, no matter how easy, no matter how difficult. Anyway, I wanted to try fight Queen Bee for some reason. So I went to the underground jungle, found a beehive, and I summoned her up. And I didn't actually do too bad. I probably could have beat her, but a blood moon happened and then I get so distracted I do not fight her for a while. It's time to upgrade the base. I have been living in this wood box for way too long. All my chests are cluttered and it's just time for an upgrade. The terrain got kind of destroyed when I was bombing trees at the beginning, so I wanted to fix that and flatten the land a bit. But I got double distracted because I destroyed my really shit lava pit, so I decided to make a proper one. And with a blood moon that just spawned in, I was able to confirm that it worked. So I decided to start doing the layout of the base, just to get an idea on how big I want it. Now, I want to make this very clear, I am not a builder at all. Like, in any survival game, I have no creative imagination. So what kept happening was I kept building things, didn't like it, take it down, rebuilding things, and this happened a fair few times. So the base took a bit longer than expected. I took a break in the middle of it to search the dungeon, and I finally found the cobalt shield. Staying on theme with being distracted, I realised that I could make the Night's Edge, so I killed the Eye of Cthulhu for Demonite, went to the jungle for materials, grabbed some Hellstone, and finally made the Night's Edge. Okay, no more distractions, let's get this base done. One of my least favourite parts about doing this base was mining all of the walls and breaking all of the blocks. But it was slowly coming together. Now, heavy emphasis on the slowly. Apologies to all the OCDers out there, but this base is not symmetrical. I tried to make it symmetrical. I don't know what happened, but it is not symmetrical. Now, I'm going to skip through most of this because I don't want to spend too much time talking about the base. But I quite like it. It's not a building masterpiece, but it gets the job done, and it fixes the main issue of storage. But here it is. The base is finally done. I showed my girlfriend and she said it looks like a penis. Time to fight Queen Bee. Now, normally I set up an arena for Queen Bee, but like, look at that damage. This fight was over before it began, so I decided to farm her. I really wanted the bee nades before I fight the Wall of Flesh, so I killed her as many times as I could. And I ended up with 300 bee nades. So I got ready to fight the Wall of Flesh, but then this happened. What the fuck? Now, I suspected this was because I turned my character at the last second, and I thought maybe it spawned the way he was looking. I don't know, but it spawned the wrong way, and I no longer had a platform. I was not prepared to fight him this way. I kept getting stuck in buildings, and everything kept going wrong. However, I was doing a lot more damage than I thought, and it just proved to me how powerful the Star Cannon was, but I did end up dying anyway. Not a problem, we'll go for round 2 and we'll make sure we're facing the right way, and it'll all be fine. It was not fine. I didn't even bother trying to fight this one, I didn't want to waste my stars. Okay, we'll make sure we're looking the opposite direction this time, and surely he will spawn the right direction. I got stuck in a wall, it didn't go so well. I ran to the other side of my platform to make sure he would spawn the right way. And fucking finally. So the plan for this fight was pretty simple. I was going to soak him in as much damage as I could with the bee nades and then spam the hell out of the Star Fury as it pierces the Hungries and also hits his eye, doing double damage. This melted his health and I was just waiting for him to enter his third phase. I'm pretty sure his expert phase was that he was supposed to speed up, but I didn't really notice a difference. Once he was facing the right way, I lost barely any health. And I ended up defeating him pretty easily, and we were finally in hard mode. The first thing I wanted to do was break some altars, and I got cobalt, orichalcum and titanium. So I mined up some cobalt and I made a drill, because drills are superior. And I mined some orichalcum. And finally, I mined some titanium and made a titanium drill. I didn't have enough for armor, but getting distracted, I decided to build a small arena in the underground hollowed so that I can farm some souls of light. Obviously dying a few times in the process. I still really wanted titanium armor, so I spent some time trying to get some more. But I finally did it. With this armor, I can finally stop dying every 5 seconds. Time to farm some mimics. So the first boss I'm going to be fighting is the Destroyer, so I'd really like to get the Daedalus Stormbow, but the first mimic didn't give it to us, so we had to go back to farming for Souls of Light. While farming, we actually came across another mimic, but it spawned another flying knife. Great, because I needed 2 fucking flying knives. Round 3, hopefully it gives us the bow this time. Yeah, no, obviously it didn't, but at least it wasn't another flying knife. Round 4, we fight it, and finally, we got the fucking bow! No more farming Souls of Light, now we just need to farm unicorns and pixies. So I built an artificial hollowed biome at the end of the world and just farmed in a pyramid. While I had some pixie dust, I decided to farm some Soul of Light and make the best wings in the game. Sticking to the theme of being distracted, I spent way too long filling up this hole with water so that I could fish. I think I use it maybe twice for the rest of the game. Personal nitpick, but I fucking hate the Goblin Tinkerer. I spend like 3 fucking platinum coins reforging this stupid bow that I'm going to use once. Murderous intentions aside, I start working on fighting the destroyer. Now I was going to fill this box around my box with lava to stop the probes, but it was just taking so damn long. So fuck it, we ball. I'm just going to fight the destroyer without it. So I slept till the night and I got ready. Time to fight the destroyer. Now this fight was pretty easy, he couldn't really hurt me. His probes could, but they didn't do any meaningful damage. So I just sat in my box and with the Daedalus Stormbow I shot arrows from the sky. This meant that I could hit him without him touching me. So it was just a case of waiting and shooting until he eventually died. So with the destroyer dead, I used his soul of might, I farmed some shark fins, and I made a mega shark. With my new gun, I wanted to try and fight the twins, and it ended horribly. Okay, not a problem, we'll try again, and this time it actually went well. I keep my distance so that Flamey Boy can't really hit me, and I managed to kill him without too much difficulty. And Laser Boy was pretty easy to dodge. I don't really know how I died the first time, but we just kept our distance, kept dodging, and hit him with the Mega Shark, which done enough damage to the point where I managed to kill him without too much trouble. We are flying through these bosses. Now, once we had the right gear, this was a lot easier than I thought it would be. No, I don't really know what happened. I think I slightly overprepared and all of these free fights were just quite easy. Skeletron Prime was really easy and I was dodging him really well. I took almost no damage the whole fight, but I got stuck and I took all my health in pretty much one hit. So we decided to try again instantly. Now the strategy for this fight was to keep circling around him and doing as much damage to the head. See, normal Skeletron, you have to destroy all of your limbs before he takes damage on the head. Skeletron Prime, however, wasn't the same. You could just attack the head and once you'd done enough damage, he would die. And that was it. The jungle grows restless. With the loot from all 3 mechanical bosses, I made the true Night's Edge. And then I slept through the days and nights so that the chlorophyte would spread quicker and Plantera bulbs would spawn faster. But I got interrupted by a pirate invasion, dealt with that, and then mined an unholy amount of chlorophyte, as well as some life hearts. Now I had enough bars for chlorophyte armor, but I wanted to skip that, so I went to the jungle, killed some turtles, and made turtle armor instead. And in typical Terraria fashion, I got the first 2 really quickly, but the last one took me 10 years, but I finally got it. Then a solar eclipse happened. Normally this is quite lucky, because you can get the broken hero sword and make the Terror Blade. But unfortunately I didn't get anything and I still had to wait. But with my spare chlorophyte I still decided to make True Excalibur. I then summoned the pirate invasion and killed the ship 6 times trying to get the black spot. I didn't know that it only spawned in master mode, not expert. So I went on an adventure to find the Aether biome and get some shimmer. I did accidentally fall in though. So I wanted a cross necklace for an accessory I wanted to make, so I needed to farm some mimics. I spent so long farming this that I ended up with 133 souls of light. I gave up on that and used the shimmer to get some accessories, and then I started work on my Plantera arena. I might have gone a tiny bit overkill. Well, time to fight Plantera now, and while we're fighting Plantera, I want to tell you all to subscribe. See, we're on 271 subs, but my twin brother is slowly catching up to me. He's gotten about 30 subs in the last week and we cannot let him overtake me. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay, but maybe leave a like or comment so that more people can see these videos. Any support I would greatly appreciate, so thank you very much. But no more rambling, let's get back to this boss fight we're in the middle of. This fight took fucking forever. I was doing close to no damage, but I slowly chipped away at her health until Plantera was finally dead. What the fuck? Time to find the Jungle Temple. I found it almost instantly. I made my way through this very slowly, making sure to get rid of any spikes along the way. The hope was that doing this would be a lot slower but a lot safer. However, I came across a mimic who absolutely fucking bodied me. But I had a solar tablet, so I wanted to try and get the Terror Blade. So I fought the first Mothron and got nothing. The second one gave me nothing. A solar eclipse spawned by itself when I wanted it to. That does not happen in Terraria, and the third Mothron finally gave me the Broken Hero Sword. I crafted the Terror Blade instantly, but still managed to die. I spent 5 fucking platinum coins on this sword and still get nothing. I am going to punch the Goblin Tinkerer in the throat. I kill the twins 4 times, reforge, and get nothing. I kill the twins 4 more times, reforge again, and still get nothing. The brazen ball was said to be hollow and made entirely out of bronze. It was formed in a shape that when people would scream, it would sound like a ball. The condemned were locked inside the hollow ball and fires were set underneath it, heating the metal until the person inside was roasted. I wanted to put the Goblin Tinkerer inside this ball. I had enough of wasting my money, so I decided to use my brain a different way. If you throw an item into the shimmer, it decrafts that item. So, say someone had a workbench next to the shimmer, they could keep decrafting and then recrafting to get a different prefix each time. And if they'd done this enough time, then maybe they would get a good prefix. And I didn't even need to go bankrupt doing it. With our legendary Terrorblade in hand, we headed back to the jungle temple where we built an arena for Golem. Time to fight Expert Mode Golem. This fight was pretty easy. Golem is known for being a bit of a pushover, and I definitely did not need to worry at all in this fight. I spend most of the fight a breath away from dying, but like I said, he's a bit of a pushover and he died. We are so close to beating Expert Mode that I can smell it. I beat Golem again and I make some beetle armor. Next on our list is Fishy Boy, and he is a hard boss. Some would consider him one of the hardest bosses. I built a basic arena, farmed some truffle worms, but first I wanted a UFO mount. Fucking finally, now we are ready to fight Duke Fishron. This first fight I got my ass handed to me on a silver plate. The first phase was fine. The second phase was fine. The absolute millisecond he entered that third phase, I lost half my health and was praying to God that I wasn't deleted by this fish. It did not work. I made a little box right next to the arena for the nurse to move in so that if I needed to, I could run away and heal. Okay, let's try this again. First phase was fine, I just had to keep dodging and hitting him as much as I could. The second phase was also fine. I have learned his attacks by now and all I had to do was hit him and dodge his projectiles. His third phase, I was shitting myself, but I was hoping that I had enough health to do enough damage to kill him quickly. This actually worked. I managed to kill him in expert mode. Thank fucking God. And we actually got the mount first try. So we only have 2 more things left until we fight the big moon boy, and one of them is the lunatic cultist. I completely forgot how to fight this boss. I kept killing the wrong one, the dragon kept spawning, he had deleted my health, and I had barely touched his. But despite all of that, I somehow, slowly, managed to kill him, and I spawned directly on top of a pillar, which is the final stage till fighting Moonlord. And these pillars were the fucking bane of my existence. But I managed to kill the last one, and Moonlord was ready to spawn. This is the final boss, the final stage until I beat Expert Mode Terraria. Everything has led up to this point, and before I was even able to touch his health bar, he deleted me from existence. I was fucking terrified. I waited till it was raining so that my mount I got from Fishron would move faster, and I spawned him in again. With the mount I was able to actually dodge his attacks, and I was able to actually hit him and do some proper damage. It was still pretty much a case of Pitbull versus Toddler though, because if I was hit once, I would have been deleted. But I managed to do as much damage as I can, and when I needed to heal, I would teleport and go to the nurse. This fight was still taking forever though, and the longer it took, the more scared I got. His heart was exposed, so I just focused all I could on that and did as much damage as I could. And after such a long and grueling fight, I managed to kill Moonlord in expert mode. Yes! Yes! On my first ever attempt with pretty much no Terraria experience, I managed to beat the game on expert mode. I had a lot of fun with this video and I really enjoyed playing Terraria again, so if you guys want to see more Terraria, please let me know. Please like the video, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, because I really do appreciate it. And this video did take a long time, but I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys will stick around for the next one. Anyway, have a good day.